boxing.
On edge.
Welcome back, everybody, to Boxing on the Edge. I hope everyone's doing okay. This coming Saturday, Conor Benn returns. He will be fighting Chris Van Heerden in Manchester, April the 16th. When this fight got first announced, I'll be honest, I wasn't super thrilled about this matchup. But the more I thought about it, Van Heerden presents some difficulties for Conor Benn. Obviously, Van Heerden has fought some top opposition. He's fought Errol Spence, lost to Errol Spence, fought Boots Ennis. That fight ended in a no contest, but if you saw that fight, my goodness, Van Heerden was taking a beating. Oh my gosh. So, the curiosity of how Conor Benn will do against Van Heerden. He's a southpaw. He's a little tricky. He's got some veteran status about him now. He has somewhat of a name to a degree. Obviously, he sparred McGregor, and McGregor's not a boxer, obviously, but there's that element. But I think the whole factor of him being a southpaw is important. Conor Benn has not fought a southpaw, so going through the training camps and just getting used to these styles is going to prepare him for later on, because he's going to cross a southpaw. And it might be a really good one, so you're going to have to face one prior to that would be better. So I see what they're doing. I see what Matchroom's doing. And, Van Heerden is tricky. There's no two ways about that. So Conor Benn's going to have to be patient and, break him down at some point. But let me start with Conor Benn in terms of I think where he's going. I think he's certainly being groomed for the next star. He's already on his way there. I think he's fantastic. He's been working extremely hard, and he's been improving tremendously under Tony Sims. He's been putting the work in the gym. You can see that. Although one thing that does worry me about Conor Benn is he just looks so pissed off when he's training. Like after he's training, he's been in interviews where you can just see he's said these words. He's just extremely he just looks angry, which is good. I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but what I'm saying is he's gonna have to have plenty more of these camps if he's gonna fight the top level and compete with the top guys. And if he's already being disgruntled about camp now, is he going to burn out from all this? I hope not. That's my only question or concern about putting in these brutal camps, and you have to do it, I get that. But hopefully he can find a way to train a bit smarter and be maybe just at ease with doing these camps and not being so pissed off. But look, he's a tremendous fighter so far. He's shown a lot of improvement. How much improvement is he going to show from now? Because his learning curve is so steep right now. It's like after he fought Algerian, he knocked him out, and the confidence that would have given him, and all the training camp now, and he's going to get better. Van Heerden's likely plateauing in terms of learning. So is he going to go there and do what Boots Ennis did, or was going to do? That'd be fascinating. I'm sure that's playing on his mind a little bit. Like, I can do this. I can get this guy out of here. So he has to be careful with that, and that's my only concern. I'll get into the fight breakdown after I talk about Van Heerden quickly. But yeah, Van Heerden, South African, wily, southpaw, crafty. Doesn't look like he has that much of a punch, but what he lacks in power, he makes up for in a bit of IQ and cunning, ring savvy. Got a decent jab. His footwork's good. He's got a crafty little uppercut on the inside too, and he's been in there with some top guys. So, and he looks and sounds healthy and fresh. So he had some tragic news a few years ago. His dad got murdered, and he had to fight and go to camp a few months after that. So he's been through some hard times in and out the ring. So it's nice to see him get this opportunity, because it should be a nice paycheck for him. I love seeing that for fighters at the end of their career. I'm assuming he's not going to be around for that much longer. He's certainly, I've been watching some fights of his, and he's been looking like just physically older, and he's 34, but he looks like I think Boots Ennis added a good 5 years to his age. But you know, he's going to be headlining now. This has been the biggest fight of his career in terms of, I'd say, magnitude of it. You know, when he fought Spence and even Boots to a degree, I feel like this is a bigger fight. You know, with the way that Conor Benn's going. So fair play to him. Hopefully he's earning some good money, and hopefully he comes in to win, because that is, you know, always a concern where you want fighters to actually show up and put performance in, not like Adrian Granados did. So on to the fight breakdown. So I do expect Van Heerden to come out and, I won't say give Ben issues, but you don't want to let a southpaw get into too much of a comfort zone and let them start dictating and let them frustrating the pace and frustrating the opponent. And Van Heerden certainly could do that. You know, Conor Benn has to back him up. You got to back southpaws up. Van Heerden's decent at going backwards, but you got to back him up and stick it on him a little bit. Ben's going to have to use his jab, close the distance, throw some hard shots. I mean, if I keep referring to the Boots Ennis fight, and I know Boots Ennis is a far better fighter than Conor Benn right now, but you know, he's got to be assertive in there, but without being overly energetic and overly committed to knocking him out straight away. Because if a few rounds go by and Van Heerden is, you know, having a little success, or he's hanging in there and he's, you know, he's kind of sneaking in a few rounds and he's out jabbing his way, and Ben's starting to get frustrated and the crowd's there and they get a little dead and it's in the middle of the fight and Ben's getting impatient, you know, power punchers can do that. That's my only you know, thought that might happen, and it's how's Ben going to deal with all these things if he's not getting his own way and he's not rolling over him like he did Algieri. So you know, my money personally is on Conor Benn to get the stoppage, but I don't think it'll be as easy and as early as it was against Algieri. I think it's going to come in the latter part. I think he's going to have Conor Benn. I think he's going to have, you know, a couple of rounds where there's not that much necessarily going on, but all of a sudden you find yourself in round 5 or 6 and, you know, there's no clear winner. So, but I do expect Conor Benn to at some point break him down and knock him out, probably round 9 or 10. And I expect Conor Benn's jab and his patience to be a key asset to that, and then obviously his power shots. But Conor Benn is flying right now, and like I said, his learning curve is really steep. He's going up and up and up, and he's going to come in there, and I think putting a performance in is going to be what he's really wanting to do, comparing himself to the top welterweights that have already done that. And albeit they are, you know, Spencer's a southpaw obviously, and Boots, I think he was switch hitting. I can't remember what he was doing. He was just beating Van Heerden up quite badly. But for me, Conor Benn by, you know, TKO, maybe the corner will throw the towel in or something like that, and Van Heerden will put up a few crafty rounds, but I don't see Van Heerden doing a lot more than that. I think he's past his prime, and I don't think he's fought anybody, you know, or beaten anybody, excuse me, of note. So we'll find out. We'll find out how, you know, how Ben can deal with the southpaw, and it might be a good litmus test for us to start comparing him. You know, it's obviously styles make fights, but you want to put in a good performance against a guy that's fought the other guys too, and I think he will. I think it might just take him a little bit of time, and just as long as he's patient and stays behind his jab and sticks to the game plan, he'll be okay. So anyway, that is it from me. I hope you guys are good. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and welcome aboard if you've already subbed in the last few weeks. Thank you for that. Boxing on the Edge, have a great week. I'll see you soon.
Boxing
on the edge.